Thank you, honourable members. Given that the Auditor General has already examined the policy with regard to government aircraft, and he specified that family members other than spouses attending official events should not travel on a government aircraft, to the Premier, was she aware of this policy when she booked the trips for which she repaid the money yesterday?
Mr. Speaker, we know what the Auditor General said about government aircraft in 2005 and 2006. One of the reasons we've asked him to review the policies now is because we think it is important for issues to evolve. And I'll tell you quite frankly, one of the evolutions in this province is that you have a Premier who has a 12-year-old daughter, Mr. Speaker. And because of that, we're going to continue to balance everything we can to make sure that I am able to do my job to the best of my ability, that I'm able to spend time with my family. And, Mr. Speaker, it has never been my intention and never will be my intention to in any way trick the taxpayers of Alberta.
Mr. Speaker, there are thousands of government employees who are women and who have families who are not allowed to bring their children to work. Why does the Premier believe that she is so entitled that she can do it when the employees that work for her, work for this government, are not allowed to do so?
Honourable Deputy Premier. Mr. Speaker, one of the fundamental values of Albertans are family values. When you're elected to government, whether you're an MLA or a cabinet minister or a premier, if you're an MLA, a cabinet minister or a premier, one should not have to abandon their family to do their job. And when there's an extra spot,
Speaking of families, speaking of children, how do you think what you just did carried out there amongst Albertans that we're serving? I don't think it was very adult-like, and I would think that most of you would agree with me that it wasn't. So, please, let's show some decorum that is filled with dignity, which this institution, this House, is usually known for. Mr. Deputy Premier, would you conclude your remarks, please?
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when a member of this government is travelling on government business on a government aircraft and there's an extra seat that you can take a family member along to participate with you, why would you not do that? Why would you not take the time with your family, involve your family in the public service that you're doing, set the example for your family in terms of how you give back to the community in every way that you can?
Thank you. Honourable ND Leader, for your third and final question.
Mr. Speaker, well, again, it's the tale of two Albertas. One rule for this government and their cronies, and another rule for the rest of us. Mr. Speaker, the Auditor General is an officer of this legislature, not the Premier's personal advisor. She's asking him to tell her how to be ethical and prudent with Albertans' money. Mr. Speaker, she shouldn't have to ask. To the Premier, why do you have to depend on the Auditor General to tell you what Albertans expect you to understand already?
Well, Mr. Speaker, based on the last 2.5 years of experience in this House, I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't asked the Auditor General to do it, the opposition would have demanded that I did. So we are very happy to take the advice of someone who is an independent officer of this House and not, as the honourable member suggests, my personal advisor. That's ridiculous, Mr. Speaker.